How do you know whose opinion to trust for audio equipment? Whew, that's a loaded question. Seth in Coral Springs, Florida, wants to know, and he says, I've been in the market for a new DAC, and with no real local dealers for me to audition gear, I'm left to trust reviews in guiding my decision. Some reviewers evaluate a DAC purely objectively. For example, turn the page here, measuring a DAC's frequency response, noise and jitter, THD, etc., while other reviewers may evaluate the same DAC solely based on how it sounds to them. I've never seen an objective review conclude that a DAC measures well but sounds like crap, yet I often see the opposite. Reviewers saying a DAC sounds wonderful, yet the DAC may measure like crap. So how do you resolve this dilemma? Should a DAC add anything to the sound, or should it simply provide the cleanest, most uncolored output possible? Well, there is your proverbial can o' worms. And I can see people wringing their hands right now and go, oh God. Boy, that's a tough question. You know, part of the problem we have in our industry is being resolved, but it's going to take some time, and that is the attrition of the dealers. Ever since the internet came on board, and ever since mail order catalogs started, and you know, the marketplace began to change, Amazon came in, we're in the middle of a huge changing marketplace that the likes of which have never been seen before. Change, yes, but not like we're seeing now. And things are shifting. Dealers are, there are plenty of great dealers left, but there are fewer and fewer than there used to be. And so there's fewer real estate places that you can go and listen to it for your own. But let me ask you a question. If you went to a dealer and you heard a DAC that they recommended, you saw the specs, and you liked the way it sounded, how is that any different than doing the same amount of homework and research and ordering one and having it shipped to your house and then trying it? I think the difference is you're not having somebody hold your hand and walk you into a pre-set up situation. And here's what I struggle with that. I've been into hundreds and hundreds of dealers, and I've heard speakers and electronics set up beautifully, and I'll think, wow, that CEC transporter, that pair of speakers, I heard them, they sounded great. I mean, I've done that. The very first pair of Acoustat 2+2 electrostatic loudspeakers I ever heard was at a dealer. I heard it, I fell in love with them, I brought them home, they sounded like crap, right? Because the dealer had gone to all this trouble to get the synergy right, he had the setup capabilities that I didn't. And I invited him back out to my house, and he came out and he futzed around with the speakers and then proceeded to tell me, well, you liked what you heard at my place? Well, you're going to need all of that stuff. You're going to need the electronics. You're going to need the cables. You're going to need the blah, 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 the room conditioning, right? I would need to duplicate his system in order to have his system's sound at my home. So there's a fatal flaw with the dealer model that I think is starting to sort itself out as braver people, perhaps yourself, take advantage of what manufacturers like us do, which is offer the ability for you to take a product home and play with it for a month and fool around with it and call us, hey, it's not doing what I thought, and we'll walk you through it and we'll do this. Is it an ideal situation? No, but it's something to think about. Anyway, to the other part of your question, the reviews I like the best, my favorite, John Atkinson, not his reviews in particular, although I like John's reviews, but in Stereophile, they have Atkinson's measurements alongside the review. So in every single case, you get to see technically how it's performing, and does it have any relevance towards what the reviewer heard. Oftentimes, it does not. Sometimes it does, and this is because audio measurements are inadequate to define what we hear. They just aren't there. We don't know how to measure everything that we hear in the same way that we don't know how to measure everything that makes us happy. We don't know how to measure everything that tastes good. Any time that you're dealing with emotional responses currently, and I'm not saying you can't, because I know everybody's going to get crazy, like, yeah, you can measure everything, I know it. Because if I can't measure it, then I'm going to go crazy, right? Well, take a deep breath. Calm yourself. We can't currently. Maybe someday when the androids take over, we'll be able to measure everything, but I don't think so. So in the meantime, read the reviews, talk to your friends, and don't be afraid to take advantage of companies and manufacturers like us who will send you a DAC to take home and try for a month. People do it with all the time, and we get them back. Then we send them out. We pay the shipping both ways. We're not afraid of it. If it doesn't work for you, we don't want you to have it. It's simple. It's a new day. Things are different. So I think it'll be all right.